Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Civilization is still standing, and we are tracking a double storm day. That's right. We have a giant piece of atmospheric energy headed straight from the Caribbean up into the Europe, and that is one giant storm. And then on the undercard, we have this storm down here over the US of A that could get super severe anywhere today before 10 p.m. and maybe especially around 2 p.m. But storms are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But just like a box of chocolates, you've had a box of chocolates before, so you get a basic idea. You know, you get some chocolates, you get some straight line winds, you get some caramels, you get some possible tornadoes, you get some buttercream, and then, like thunder snow. But a case could be made that the most impressive looking storm right now on the northern hemisphere of planet Earth would be this giant one that is going upwards into Alaska. It is definitely a big energy day where the sun has been sending signals and signs and coronal mass ejections and solar flares and filament WTF liftoff, takeoff, tear-offs. Plus, we just had a full moon yesterday. And things have been kind of tense on planet Earth the last 2 years, last 10 years, last 20 years, last 2,000 years, last 5,000 years. I don't know. I'm not that great at math, man. You got a bunch of warnings up in Europe right now, and you got a bunch of warnings and watches up in the United States of America, lower 48 right now. And it looks like they've got some action going on in the upper two. Wait, I didn't say that correctly. And we are watching this thing right here as it has multiple components. You got snow, sleet, ice, rain, heavy rain, possible tornadoes in these areas. They've been increasing the odds of general WTF, get the hell out of the wayness for this area over the last 24 hours, I would say. And it's expected to peak out in the USA anytime between the next 9 hours, somewhere guessed at about 2 p.m. Remember, like in the middle of December, I think 100 people died in the United States of America in a tornado. So that sets a bad precedent. And then we had that giant volcano eruption in Tonga. That was like a month ago. So I dare say we are on, high alert for weather watches probably through 2022. Some of these things could be able to overperform at any minute if you were in its path. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm still kind of freaked out as your planetary defense commander about the size and velocity and angerness of the Tonga volcano eruption. And what do we have, like a 6.8 earthquake by that area yesterday? Yeah, man. And the White House is saying Russia's added 7,000 new troops to Ukraine border. Russia's like, no way, dude. We are pulling our troops out. Give us time, damn. And China is like, the USA is being selfish pricks with policies hurting economies. And Canada's like, hey, you hoser. Our major banks have gone offline in a mysterious hours-long outage. And Brazil is like, we just lost over 100 people to major, massive floods that hit us with like a foot of water in a day. And I'm like, hey, I know everybody is stressed out and pressed to their last damn nerve and like that hanging their kitty due to the pandemic, but would now be a bad time to remind y'all that Asteroid Fight Club started 9 years ago because a meteor exploded over Russia, and I felt it was time for us to team up and work on our planetary defense. And so it's kind of weird. 9 years later, the Kremlin is saying, hey, time is needed for troops to return to usual bases. Cannot be done in a day. Yes? I'm like, hashtag Team Earth, man. Let us have the Roaring 20s. And to do that, we all got to get along. These are definitely high energy days as we as a civilization are basically entering uncharted waters. And then you got like Mars and Venus hooking up and doing a dance in the sky for a whole month, leading us into the middle of March. And so I still say, like, I think we're going to have at least a 3 to 5 month window. I don't know what's going to happen in the winter this year, but I think from like the middle of March, possibly through to like August again, we'll have much better period. So I think after the last 2 years, we've all earned a like ceasefire for the spring and summer, and then we can take it from there. Hey, please forgive me if you can. I've been in this foxhole since like the start of January, and so I definitely have super cabin fever. And February has definitely been an emotional roller coaster. And so, forward in time together, we all go. And then science be like, rogue waves were once thought to be a myth. Now, scientists say they observed one that was almost 60 feet tall. I'm like, not now, science. We have our hands full, so technically, Asteroid Fight Club is still going one thing at a time while, handling everything else simultaneously. And I have noticed, like, tanker fires, rig fires. There was a wildfire in California, like a lot of accidents on the highways. Everybody literally needs to calm down and stay focused, especially when driving or operating a vehicle. And, the situation in Brazil is pretty dang bad. It's not getting a whole lot of press. And the full moon energy's got everybody on extra level 11. So I'm here as your planetary defense commander, doing my best to keep it together, to help y'all keep it together, and hopefully say something funny every once in a while. But yeah, we're getting hit with 2 major storms pretty much back to back right now in the USA and Europe. And it'll be lasting over the next day, and for the Europe too. And then we'll probably do this all over again in about 5 days. And then it's like probably early severe weather season mixed with some wintry effects. That would be my guess. And Dave Throop is saying, as per previous tweet, rivers now responding readily to relatively small amounts of rain. He's talking many flood alerts now in place across Wales and West Midlands. More rain is forecast. And if you've been watching my videos over the last few days, we've been watching the GFS model runs and what the next 2 weeks look like for Europe. And it has been flipping insane. Some runs have like 5 or 6 or 7 storms in the next 2 weeks. All of them at like category 1 through category 3 Eurocane strength. So everybody needs to kind of hang on as we make it through February and avoid World War III and Civil War. And so, it could get super active weather-wise here in the USA in a very short amount of time. This could kick off the run to where it's like wave after wave after wave. Who knows, man? But parts of Europe will be looking at 90 to 100 mile per hour wind gusts. We're talking legitimate hurricane strength shit here, which is pretty rare for them if I understand reading the King's English. So, everybody stay cool. Please pray for peace and the Roaring 20s to somehow start in the spring or summer. But hey, we could die tomorrow, so you might as well celebrate life today. You know what I'm saying? We live in definitely the craziest times ever known to mankind in the modern age with electricity. Yeah, and every month I do a fundraiser to keep THORnews up and running. If you'd like to contribute, that'd be greatly appreciated. And everybody have a great day. God bless everyone.